Osiris.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Great Beyond. Happy 420. Happy night one of Fish. We're recording this on Saturday, so none of that is happening today, but it is happening today.
Yeah, we get into these things with time warps and conundrums, and paradoxes. So yeah, Great Beyond.
A, B, C, D, B, C, B, D. I just got a big box of some CBD.
Oh,
it's not so late.
It must be nice, dude.
Yep.
As the union leader, getting all of our CBD.
It's about time.
Love it.
I should go.
Empty threats.
I'm gonna need to run to check my mail. I'm excited. It's like Christmas Day over here.
Calm down, Bruce. Get some tincture.
Oh, I can't wait.
We might edit that out. We might not. But we've been doing a lot of stuff lately. Some educational field trips for the Great Beyond, checking out other bands. Joey, what have you seen this week?
Yeah, the news is light, so all we could talk about is past shows.
Our lives.
On Wednesday, I went to see Buddy's band play, and they happened to be opening for Mungion. It was my first time seeing them at Mercury Lounge. That was a tight show.
That's cool.
Mungion slays.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they got a new lineup apparently. I don't know exactly which pieces got subbed out or whatever, but I did not expect to stay for the whole thing because it was a Wednesday night, and turns out, I'll cheer for one more set at the end of the show. But
sure.
Yeah, Bruce and I each caught Eggy on different nights, opening for Motet. Dude, that band, I know we talk about them a lot, but holy shit, dude. Every time I see them, it's just the best show they've ever played in my eyes. So,
and opening sets are hard when you know
Eggy,
you have
right?
Eggy. Yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
sorry.
you just wanted to clarify. Yeah, the Motet. So look, I haven't seen the Motet in a long time, and it's kind of, they've always been one of these bands I would just see like once every 4 to 5 years or something. But now they don't have a singer. Their singer left, Lyle, I believe his name was something.
Lyle Davinsky.
Yeah, so it's now just
that boy can sing.
No, it's just kind of like funk jams and stuff. But I thought it was good. I thought it was fine, and they sounded good at FTC. Eggy, of course, like to get back to your point, I had a great opening set. It was pretty much full in there before they finished, and they just have been playing so well recently. I think every time I've seen them since November. They have crushed, and that speaking of Mercury Lounge, which is just such a cool little venue in New York, but they played one of the best shows I've seen in the last year and a half, easily, at Mercury Lounge recently. So yeah, they're on a tear. I mean, they're just all great musicians. They all work very hard. They live together. They practice all of the time, and they're just doing their thing out there as much as possible. I think they deserve more headlining shows. We'll get some in the fall.
But you could tell that these bands they're touring with, like, they're pulling from them. Like, they became a totally different band, I feel like, at least after touring with Spafford for a little bit. Like, they got dark in their jams. They were lengthening their songs. Again, I haven't seen Eggy for too long, so I don't know. Maybe they've always been doing that. It's just the shows I went to that I noticed the difference. But dude,
I mean, it's a thing. They're growing. They're hatching, if you will. It's pretty incredible to watch. The miracle of life.
And dude, I forgot to mention, I won a poster last night. So they
did. Really?
Yeah, they did this like Willy Wonka golden ticket style. Like, we hid something, and I was on the way to the bathroom. I saw this little Eggy logo, and like, I don't fucking know what it is. It was like, the bathroom sign, you go to the top of the stairs at Brooklyn Bowl, there's like a finger pointing like this way.
Yeah.
It was like sitting right on top of that. And I was like, and I like took it off. I'm like, oh, it's removable. It's like an envelope. Free poster, dude. It was
interesting.
Awesome.
Wow, nice. And that's that James Flames design, right?
Yeah.
That's a very cool. It's a very cool print.
One of my favorite artists right now, especially with the, like, obviously this goose work, like, we got to have him on. I want to ask him, like, there's some story going on in those Goose posters. Like, they're all connected. It's very cool.
Yeah, we do have elevated discussions about art on this podcast a lot as well. So it's a perfect place for him. Also, reminder to our listeners: touch a lot of stuff at the bathroom. You never know. You might find
take everything off the walls.
Everything. Yeah.
You never know what you can win.
See everything, be everywhere. In the bathroom. So go for it.
There we go. I can't wait. I just threw my hand down under the urinal cake.
Oh man,
got 6 months of free bowling. That's great. I can't wait to get back. So I mean, we have been out on the town. We are going to be out on the town this weekend. We're going to be out next week at Fish, but we're doing stuff tonight too, right, Joey? You got to catch a train. Where you headed?
So by tonight, you mean last Saturday? I'm going to Dogs in a Pile at Asbury because tonight is night one of Fish. Remember,
tonight is, but
last Saturday, tricky. I'm guessing Dogs in a Pile crushed at Stone Pony. I imagine they played their new fast version of Little Things that we've been calling Quicker Things. And if they didn't, then that's their fault.
Yeah, great venue for them to be headlining a show at, though, too. And it's like a hometown show, like you had mentioned before. And it's too bad Goose never got to play that show there. Oh
no,
yeah.
Which is it's a bummer because I thought Rick was going to throw the auto-tune on and cover "Pony" by Genuine.
Oh, my pony.
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
Rick could do that.
Bachelor.
How big is the outdoor stage at the Pony?
Large enough to fit 1,000 horse-sized horses.
That's the old-timey measurement.
Yes, that's where we go. Yeah, it's large enough to fit the 600 stone ponies.
So you guys are doing something tonight, last Saturday.
Out on the town and in the bathroom. We'll be at Gramercy for lespecial, and I'm very excited for that because every time over the last couple of years, I'd say that I had within reach a 2-set lespecial show or headlining a special show. I was always doing something else, and I've been dying to go catch a full show of theirs, and they'll be doing a Frizzle Fry set also, which I did see on the stream, which I can't wait to see live. So I'm pretty excited to be going into the city today / a few days ago.
Pick up that air mattress.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yes,
my abandoned bed at Greg's apartment.
That's right. Another story for another day. Why don't we check out what's happening in the news?
So aside from these other bands, we did have a great conversation with another band close to the band that we don't talk about on this podcast.
On Saturdays.
Adjacent to on this podcast. Yeah, Great Blue is going to have an upcoming tour in the Northeast and including one Midwest spot. So we got 517 at the Milk Boy in Philadelphia. That's already sold out.
Son of the Milkman.
Pretty wild, that's pretty. That's really cool for them. 518, the Feet Lounge in Providence, Rhode Island. Fetty? I don't know how to pronounce that. I mean, I'm American. It's got to be straight, It's got to be straight. So 519 Putnam Place. So 519 Putnam Place. Yeah, Feet Lounge it sounds bad, right?
Yeah, the Feet Lounge. Yeah, for sure. Different kind of party.
I mean, they don't have an accent on it. I don't see an accent in Joey's notes. So, if he's setting me up for this, we'll talk later.
I couldn't find that hotkey now.
Oh my God. It's like all 156. Come on, Joey, or something. So 519 Putnam Place. I do love this little venue. It's in Saratoga Springs, New York. So I'll definitely, that's the show I'm going to be trying to hit up. It's not too far. Nice drive up the Taconic.
What day of the week is that?
That's on a Thursday, I believe, 519. So 517 Philly's a Tuesday, 518 is a Wednesday in Providence, 519 in Saratoga, and then 521. So then they're taking a day off and a trip down to Ohio.
519's a Thursday. It's a Thursday, but whatever, though. It doesn't matter.
That's what I said. Oh. Are you trying to fact check the fact checker here?
I don't even have my volume on. I'm just trying to lip read.
So then we got 521 at Dome Fest at Legend Valley. just such an epic venue. I know we talk about it a lot, and I always say that, but it's just so great. And that festival looks good. To be honest, they got a great lineup. Great lineup this year. And so 521 at Great Blue's going to be playing on that Saturday. So look for them there, dude. And good call for anybody hitting that up at Legend Valley too. It's going to be a fun place to see them. And then 522, they're going to wrap up the short tour in Flower City Station in Rochester, New York. So that's cool. Really cool that they're putting another little tour together. They haven't done this in a long time. And we talked to the guys and they're psyched. So I'm also psyched to catch them at Putnam Place too in May.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm curious because Great Blue's still pretty new to me. I think the first time I ever heard them was their set pre-show during Bingo Tour. So I was wondering you guys obviously being in the Goose sphere, seeing all these outside projects for a long time. When was the first time you guys heard about Great Blue, saw them? What was their role in that scene back in the day?
I'll let Father Time tell us.
That's an ageist comment.
That's right.
So
damn right it is.
I don't appreciate that, but so I heard of Great Blue before I ever saw them, and I don't remember what Egoosmus it even was, but that was the first time I actually caught Great Blue playing music, and really the last time I caught them live as well, because I did watch the Great Blue stream for Bingo Tour, which I did think was a great great hour of music,
Great Blue stream, yeah.
And but so it was some Goosmus a long time ago. I mean, I think the guys were even in the video for that. So Goose has been making videos a long time, which I know people are, they're throwing back these music videos now, and but we've just always made videos, and I think a bunch of the Great Blue guys, I think Peter and Ethan at least, are in one of the old Goosemas videos. So that was really the first and last time I saw them live, so I was happy to see this little schedule come out. I can actually hit one of the shows, so I'm looking forward to seeing them live now. And this as they're much more mature band now, and you can hear it with Elephant Proof too. I mean, these side projects are going to be pretty good, so I'm excited to see them.
Yeah, I think the first time I heard Great Blue, the first Great Blue show I saw was probably Goosemas 2017. So that was at Factory Underground. One Time Weekend also played, but that was the first time I saw Great Blue. I know because I just found the poster on eBay for $88. So
wow,
his name is Lou from Louisville, Kentucky, with a 97.6% positive feedback rating. That's not the best Christmas poster. Good luck, buddy. But
it's
yeah,
okay.
It's all right.
Rating.
$88.
That's a lot.
Gotta find mine.
I think those posters came with the ticket, right? The posters always used to come with the ticket.
I mean, there was there was a year where I was like, whose printer did this come out of? But either way, I'm not a visual artist. That was the first time I saw them. Great set. I was most definitely sweating. Looking forward to seeing.
It got hot down there.
It got warm in there. Yes, it did.
That was the last year. Was that the last year? Goose was at Factory Underground 2017?
That was it. Yeah, and then 18 was Kentucky, 19
Wall Street.
Yeah, 20. You can hear me detail that in the recent Day of Show video.
Yeah. So I guess when Goose started to incorporate Great Blue songs, did you guys recognize that right away? Did you know these songs a lot, or was it kind of this sounds like a Peter song, or had to do some research on it?
Well, I had known, I don't know when, and I don't know when, somebody must have told me, but I'd known Doc Brown was a Great Blue song for a while.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think if any others. I think when I first heard Yeti, it was Goose playing it, though. And then
Me too.
And that was right at that time somebody had told me, it's Peter song or Great Blue song or something like that as well. But yeah, no, not really. And like I said, I just had seen them. I knew who they were to some extent. I had only seen them at one time, and it was years ago, and so I just never thought to dig in or dig into what they had played or anything like that. When Peter came on, and I had heard he had been the guitarist for Great Blue and stuff. That was when I just started to get a little bit more information about what songs were Peter's and what songs were Great Blues.
Word. So we don't really remember, but we are very.
Or no, as usual, Joey asks us these things just to set up. Bruce
another hard-hitting question from Joey Parisi. Yeah, I'm glad we could dance around our lack of memory.
He could have just put the answers in the notes and given, made it easy for us. But no.
I'm sorry.
Yes, find out more at the Feet Lounge. So,
there should be an accent. There should be an accent on one of these. Anyway,
let's hear a little bit from our sponsors, and then let's talk to Great Blue to set the record straight. Okay, today we are joined by Peter Anspach, Seth Zucker, Nick Hanna, and Ethan Michael, also known as Great Blue. Great Blue is back, hitting the road this spring for a whole bunch of shows, coming to a town near you and hitting up Dome Fest with their good friends, Pigeons Playing Ping Pong. Welcome, guys.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Great Beyond.
So just check the calendar, and it would seem to be we're approaching the 10-year anniversary of your first show. Tell us a little bit about that.
Correct. Well, Great Blue as a band name started 10 years ago. Once Nick, Seth, and I were all in college, we came back, I think at Thanksgiving break. Mm-hmm. And Nick brought some sweet dank purple weed with him.
Oh, from perps.
Yeah. Nice. And we all jammed in my basement and we played Teakwood Betts and Harry Hood. And I think at that moment we kind of decided that we wanted to take it be a band and take it more seriously. And that was kind of the beginning of the band. And then a few months later, we were all back for spring break. And we scheduled 2 shows. Well, we really scheduled 1 show, but then the night before we all got back for break, so we had a last minute offer to play a show at Heirloom Arts Theater, which is in Danbury, Connecticut. I don't know if it's still there, but actually ended up being a very formative show for us. We met who would then be our future singer at one point, Sam Kessler, and his band Balcony. And but yeah, we played a show there, and then we played a show a week later at the Space. Oh wait, yeah, the Space in Hamden.
Hamden, yeah.
Treadwell Street.
Those were the first 2 Great Blue shows 10 years ago, from March. Yeah, pretty wild.
Sweet,
nice. Yeah, it looks like this Heirloom Arts Theater was actually closed following a raid in 2012. So that's pretty badass. A nice place that you played out there. Good first show for sure.
One of the last shows at Heirloom Arts. They raided the theater shortly thereafter.
They were like, "Where's that purple weed at? Where's that purple
weed?" Looking for purple weed and soundboards. So I mean, it's interesting. Not too many people who are hometown friends start bands after they depart town. So what are some of the bigger challenges you guys have encountered in keeping this whole thing running? And what are you excited about in hitting the road again? Seth.
Yeah, I mean, one of the challenges obviously of being separated between Ethan living in Colorado, Pete with an extensive tour schedule with Goose, just making the time to chat and just see each other in person, whether it's practicing or just conversing in general about upcoming ideas. lately we've been trying to do more digital collaborations for new music. So, recording parts on our own, sending them back and forth with one another, and layering in our ideas that way. But yeah, I mean, that's what we've been doing going forward. I'm super excited for this tour, man. I've been looking forward to it since we first decided to do it. So yeah, I'm extremely pumped. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, that seems to be like how a lot of bands at least are like getting their music out now, is piece by piece, doing it remotely. That, I'm sure the pandemic had something to do with it, but I don't know. It's kind of cool that bands are now able to do it that way. But I mean, you guys must miss. Sorry, let me get my cat out of the fucking way.
Dude, all these cats, man. Everybody's got to get rid of these cats. Cats are always invading our episodes here.
They have a thirst for fame.
But all right, Bruce, go ahead. Ask a different question.
Oh, it's now you're going to hand it off to me. Well, one of the things that I was interested in, was maybe Ethan can take this one, because you and Peter played together in a variety of ways for a long time. And I love the side project Fashion. I think it's hilarious. But you guys have some cool stuff there too. But with Great Blue, I've always been kind of confused as to who's been in the band, because it seems like you guys have played with a lot of different people, even under the moniker of Great Blue, and including Jeff Engboard. I got to shout him out. He's thirsty for fame right now. But so
like our cats, yeah.
Jeff Engboard is real, everybody. He is real.
He is real.
Human being.
He's having an existential crisis to me at Dunville's watching Jed that night. Like, people don't think I'm real. I don't even know anymore. It's like, okay, it's okay.
Well, Jeff is really an idea when it boils down. Jeff is an idea. He's the realest idea, the most profound idea there is. And, we're just happy to be looped into his gravitational pull. He's a pretty big deal.
But so Ethan, how did you guys end up forming as this four, or was this the original four with Nick and Seth and Peter? And how did that all kind of transcend over the years?
The original three is Peter, Nick, and Seth. And
okay.
I always say this is like, I was a fan first, and I'm still a fan first. Like the first album, Rewind, and there's this other album they made when I was in high school, Dreamer vs. Creator. Like, I was really big fans of those, and I listened to those all the time in high school, just walking around the halls. And I was in another band because I'm 4 years younger than them. So I was in another band, and we played at our teen center. We played Tweezer Reprise, as one does when you discover Fish. And nobody in my band liked Fish, which, their loss, I suppose. And Peter and Nick, or Peter and Seth, it was one of you, both of you were there. Two of the three of you were there. But I'd heard of Peter from, someone in my band or something. And I was like, oh, hey, I know you. You like Fish. And he was like, I love Fish. You guys played Tweezer Reprise. And that's kind of how Peter and I met. And so then we just kind of kept in touch. And we didn't really jam all that much together. But at some point after seeing Fish shows and whatnot, I just went to a practice and played with them. And then I was the light guy for a little while. Oh. And the way that I actually ended up joining the band was the first Colorado tour. I was, not supposed to be on it. I was just out here going to school at the University of Denver. I was a freshman. And it turned out a month before something that Seth couldn't go. So then they asked me if I could play bass. And I was like, okay, I'll do my best. So they came out here and I filled the role of Seth for that tour. And that's basically how I joined the band. But then, we all went back to Connecticut for the summer. Well, I did after that year of school. And Seth, played the bass again. And I guess that my services were still needed in some respects. So then I played percussion.
Nice.
There's a sick video of us four, as well as Sam Kessler. We're playing Riders on the Storm back in 2016, and I'm playing percussion. That was a really fun tour, just all around. So I think that was the biggest tour, was the five of us. So then it kind of became well, who is available, to participate? And I don't exactly know how Jeff got involved. I just know that I came back once and there was this guy, Jeff. And I was like, hey, well, this guy's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. And so we did a tour that was just me, Pete, and Nick, because Seth was finishing up school.
Mm.
But, Seth was dearly missed. And this is actually going to be the first tour that the four of us will be doing, like, together. It's always kind of been like one time we had Jeff, another time we didn't have Jeff. One time Seth wasn't there. And then like I wasn't there, for the whole beginning of the band. But I think this is really the creme de la creme of lineups, if you will.
All right, nice.
Oh, yeah, nice. I agree. Well, one thing I wanted to ask, so we got Nick on here. I think he's in the darkness.
Hey, I don't know if you guys can hear me, but
we can hear you for sure.
Okay.
We can hear you.
But one of the
chair's
things
making
too.
Noise.
Yeah. Oh well. Okay. Perfect. As long as we're getting the chair noise on the episode, because that's what people like. But
Who is that?
Ethan had mentioned doing lights, and then playing percussion and taking Seth's role, and I know Peter happens to play a few instruments. He does a bunch of stuff. I don't know. I can't.
A couple.
Oh yeah.
Just
a couple.
And it sounds like
one or
Seth does
two.
too. So Nick, have you always has it always been drums for you, or did you start off doing something else, or any other instruments you play for other bands?
Well, the first instrument I actually played was the saxophone, and in the
hell yeah,
wind ensemble in middle school and high school.
Nice.
And then what happened was I wasn't that great at saxophone. I was okay, but there was a lot of us, so I had to switch to a French horn because there were no French horn players, and that's how I got into the AP music class.
Yeah, French horn is deep,
but
French horn goes deep.
So I did that for 2 years, and that was probably one of the hardest instruments you could ever try to learn, let alone coming from saxophone. Not to say saxophone is easy, but there's a lot of keys, whereas this French horn and trumpet, you only have 3 keys, and it's a lot of work. So from there, I decided to go the complete opposite direction. After French horn, I just picked up the drums. And from there, it's been much more of my ballpark of what I like to do.
It's a unique musical path through those instruments.
But I still like to bring the whole idea of horn parts and other instruments into drumming, and vice versa. So
very
was
cool.
Was there a specific drummer, like a band that made you make that switch, or was it just a curiosity for the instrument?
Actually, it was you guys know Guitar Hero and Rock Band and those games?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We're not that old. Yeah.
Yeah. So we would play Guitar Hero, and that's fun because there's good songs on there. It's a good time. And it's not like you're playing music, but then Rock Band came out and they had a drum set, and that kind of actually was more that kind of was what made me visualize drumming in terms of rhythm.
Interesting.
Just the way to see notes scrolling down on a sheet. I don't know. It was just a different way to read music rhythmically. So I wanted to get a real drum set and basically just listen to music and play along to it and kind of visualize those notes coming down in my head. And that's kind of how I learned drums. But I did take lessons too. I have an amazing neighbor named Chris Johnson, who was actually an instructor at Wilton High School.
Yeah, Chris. I grew up with Chris. Yeah,
he's my neighbor.
Still run into him sometimes. Yeah, he's great.
I'm so lucky to be able to take lessons from him and just walk.
Yeah, he's a
house.
Fantastic drummer, man. Definitely. Yeah,
that's awesome. With him, I basically he asked the same question you asked, what drummers do you like? And I would say I told him Chad Smith from Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah,
and we learned a couple Red Hot Chili Pepper songs, and then I told him a few other bands. But then he taught me about Levon Helm from the band and how melodic drumming can come into play with how singing and drums is basically the same. The drum parts are playing the vocal pattern. So in really good, a lot of good music. So
interesting.
And yet impossible to do at the same time somehow. Some bands.
So it's like a helicopter pilot,
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe a large helicopter pilot contingent that this will certainly resonate with. Shout out to our copter guys. Peter, so the other band you're in that we occasionally mention on this podcast, people may know some great blue tunes exist kind of across catalogs, But what can people expect at a Great Blue show that they might not hear from you on Goose Tour?
Well, I think a lot more Great Blue songs.
That's a surprise.
No, really?
I think also like I will be playing more guitar, and there's definitely more guitar involved, but we'll have some keyboards going on a little bit. And I think Great Blue is definitely more of a rock, straight rock and roll type of band. And that is like kind of in our blood, like similar to Nick. Like Seth and I, we started playing like guitar and bass via the video game Guitar Hero back in middle school. And that was kind of how we wanted to be in a band. And we were doing that with our other friend Ryan. And that was just like we made up a fake band. And then we were just big fans of the Chili Peppers. And that's kind of like, I feel like there was a very strong, that's like the heart of like Seth and I, our musical path that we started together back in like middle school, even before I knew Nick. And then it's funny to hear that Nick mentioned Chad Smith, because it's like, we all kind of had that same vein of music.
The original Chad.
Yeah, like fast funk and rock, and Great Blue shows have crazy energy. You're gonna see Ethan Michael do crazy tricks and flips, and I'm sure he's already said that he's learned new moves to break out on stage. So
nice.
Let's look out.
Mark, you guys thought Pete with the wireless, like, running up on a piano was cool. Just wait.
I'm actually always scared for him, and I'm thinking, he's gonna fall off that piano, hurt his ankle. So I'm always worried. No, but that's cool. One thing I will mention is I saw the Chili Peppers like right after my 20th birthday, not that many years ago, and it was still to this day one of the best shows I've ever seen. So I'm an MSG, and it was fabulous. And I honestly thought they were recording a greatest hits live or something with the songs that they were playing. And it was a great show and great energy, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
Seth, I know to get back to your tour a little bit, like I know you were saying how excited you are about finally getting on this tour. And I think a lot of people are pretty excited about seeing you guys actually run through a small tour. And, I know that your first show is sold out in Philadelphia, I believe, too, at the
Yes,
moment.
yeah.
So I'm interested. And plus, looking at the Dome Fest lineup, to be honest, it looks pretty sick. And that looks like it's going to be a really fun festival. And you guys are playing on that Saturday, but with a lot of cool things you got going on. What are you most looking forward to on this tour?
For me, well, one, just playing with like these three other guys. I mean, I just love having the experience of being on stage with them, hanging out like in the green room, in the van, going show to show. There's just such a camaraderie between the four of us, like just this like love for one another and love for the music, and just all that passion. Just it's great to be around. I'm also really excited to see people that I haven't seen in a while, while we're on tour, coming to the shows or, maybe beforehand. So, I mean, it's just going to be a great time. I can't wait.
We're stoked to have a light guy too.
Oh,
the first time in a while.
Oh, really?
Yes, that's also true. We're going to have a lighting director on tour with us. So
can we say who's coming with you? Can we say who that is?
Oh yeah, it's AJ.
AJ Masaccio.
Yeah.
Oh, it's AJ. Oh, right on.
Buffalo's finest.
Yeah,
Yes,
and he's
sir.
been crushing. He's been getting a lot of good gigs lately. That's going to be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're stoked
Man.
to have him on board. It's going to be amazing.
So
One time I went to AJ's parents' house and checked out his light rig in the basement. I was in Buffalo for a wedding, but we'll tell that story on another episode. But I just want to say his formative, years as a light guy has led him here, and I'm very proud of him.
sounds like a fascinating,
As are his parents. Yes,
fascinating story.
I'm pretty stoked to break out my atlas. You guys,
Ethan is our
it's the
cartographer
return of the atlas.
of the tour.
So you just use straight up maps?
I'm all about the scenic way.
He's
guys.
all about
You know,
learning the roads. And
we're gonna learn the roads. We're gonna take the long way. There's no breath.
You're going to learn the roads between the tri-state area and Rhode Island.
Very complex. Very complex.
We're gonna not go on 95. It's gonna be crazy.
Tons
that
of
trip to
beautiful
Rochester
sights.
will be.
Yeah, Rochester will be. Yeah.
That'll be fun.
So you know what? Again, Greg, do you have something to ask?
I was just going to say you guys should try driving backwards. It's maybe for the next tour.
Let's see. Oh, you know what? I do want to ask who designed that new logo for you guys.
Pseudo Dudo, our buddy Riley.
Word. Okay, cool. I can see that, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah, we're gonna have some cool merch on the tour. Yeah.
Where are you getting the merch delivered?
Where?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, it's going to Seth's house.
It's coming to me. You're not getting it yet.
You gotta lock up those boxes.
There's gonna be some sweet tie-dye action, courtesy of Seth's girlfriend Jess.
Nice.
And we're gonna do that ourselves, which will be fun. So so for that.
I think the old merch is still in Bruce's car.
Yeah, Bruce has got it. Yep, he's been paddling them on the
I've sold some on lot already. There's very little left, anyways.
Oh yeah, all small. So there's been a lot of great Blue music that's of course made its way into Goose's catalog, and there's a lot to be excited about with hitting the road. But can we expect you guys to maybe put anything out studio wise?
Yeah, I mean we've been I guess we've got a couple new songs that we're excited to play together, and probably while also just playing them together, record them. That's kind of like classic Great Blue style. So yeah, I would expect something potentially to come out if we're lucky.
You heard it here first, folks.
A lot of confidence behind that statement.
I think you guys probably have your own side projects and everything, playing with different people, but specifically, I guess for Peter, obviously in the jam scene, there are side projects that a lot of people have, solo acts, right. We have Pseudo, Ray Below, Elephant Proof, all that, and obviously Great Blue. Is it a sanity thing to play these side projects, not just have these the one project that keeps you going, or is it just purely out of the desire to play with as many people as possible to have these side projects?
For me, it's these are the guys that I learned how to be a musician with. So I mean, if you think about that, and still having a relationship with them, and still loving to play with them, and we're all still friends, it's it's just so natural to return to that and play shows together and play together. It's always going to feel how it felt back in the basement, and that is just a feeling that is just, I don't know, you have to hold on to that because you don't get too many of those opportunities. So for me, it's not really I guess I don't really need an escape from Goose. I just love love having this as well as part of my life. And I'm grateful that they want to play and everybody wants to play, and that we can do things like go on a small tour together. That's a beautiful thing. So lucky that we're all here and healthy and stoked to do it.
Nice, man. Yeah. It's cool to hold on to that. And it seems like that was the dream in the beginning, to be able to tour across the country and
exactly
to do this. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, we're so
the crowd's
fortunate.
gonna be hyped on it too.
Yeah.
So Nick, if Great Blue ever covered a Goose song, what would it be?
What would it be?
Then you can't say butter rum because that's appropriation.
Yeah, that's dangerous territory.
Literally my choice.
No, I think it might happen, right? Right, other three, right?
Ooh,
We'll see.
Right.
I'm gonna pass it off. to them.
That's how you drop.
I'm pretty sure. Well, can I say? I don't. Do I?
No.
Give it a surprise.
It'll be on the album.
Well, can I say we talked about it?
We did.
Well, you can say you talked about it. I think people will realize that now.
But here's the thing. We have so many. We have so many songs. We have,
right. You guys do have a big catalog.
I guess. Well, the thing is, when we say song, I'm talking about ideas for songs, but including the finished ones that are on iTunes, Spotify, yada yada, all that shit. But the official songs, there's a lot of those album wise, but there's also a lot of just ideas of songs that are just constantly growing, and they're the living things that are going through life with us. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to really say like we're gonna do something and then we all have other ideas that we come back to, and it's hard to keep track of, like covering songs is always fun, but we have all these original ideas that we want to get out as well. So.
Right, of course, yeah.
Well, it's just a fun puzzle to put together at the end of the day, that's what it is.
Kind of like a long musical history. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Ethan.
I was just gonna say, kind of like how Goose plays, so ready in 2 or 3 different ways.
Right.
That that
it's like remix. Yeah, they like remix their own song.
Well. Right. We can play Doc Brown like 5 different ways if we want. Right. So that's kind of one reason why we might play it so much. Is
I would like to hear Doc Brown in a couple different ways now that you're mentioning it, to be honest.
Yeah, we'll play the country Doc Brown.
Oh, dude, let's go. Let's go. Pop country Doc Brown is what I want.
All the home doctor.
There's a real Big Fish live song where they play the same song like in a row, maybe 8 or 9 times in different genres.
I know that.
Yeah,
I think it's the Bourbon Rhythm or whatever.
Yeah.
That's a great recording.
Yeah, dude, that live album's great.
Yeah. So I like this line of questioning. So Ethan, if you were gonna pick a Goose song to cover, would it be a Peter song or would it be a Rick song? Let's get into the
Trevor
drama here.
Oh shit!
Or a Trevor song, or the one Trevor.
I'm
song.
gonna pick.
I'm
gonna pick that song that Trevor wrote that we played that one time. What was it called? Tractor.
Big Rig.
Big Wheel.
Big Rig was
Big
definitely
Rig,
a Trevor song.
Big Rig.
It's a hit. It's a fucking hit. Let me tell you.
Oh my god!
It's a great song.
Holy shit! Well, I'm gonna have to pester Trevor to get that into the Goose rotation for sure. I need to hear this
where
song.
That song is now, but
I have a recording of it. I think we were playing it with Jeff Enboy actually. So it's
it's
like a Trevor Jeff Enboy duo thing. It's actually crazy.
Wow, that is the most abstract combination of people / ideas that I can think of.
Oh yeah, no, you put Trevor and Jeff in a room together, you're gonna really get some art.
Yeah, oh for sure, it's gonna be art.
The existence of those two together is gonna be a cosmic explosion.
Yeah,
Type 2 existence.
There's like video evidence of Trevor playing with Great Blue on YouTube, and he definitely played a few Great Blue gigs here and there.
Yeah. There were some times where I just wasn't available to show up, for various reasons. I know one of them was the Grateful Gathering that our buddy Ryan Rogers used to throw up in East Haddam, Connecticut, at one of his buddies' houses. And that video is on YouTube if you want to see Trevor play bass with Great Blue. Check it out.
Very cool.
And Peter, my favorite trivia question, your first appearance with Goose was a Great Blue Goose show, right? Down in the Carolinas. Trevor had to use the bathroom. Peter played bass in Arcadia. Everyone knows the story. But yeah, cool little piece of history there. Well, I mean,
did Trevor wash his hands?
Never does. Don't you know? All right, let's wrap here. In case anyone else has any more questions, I don't want to get too deep into Trevor's bathroom habits. We did have an episode around that.
Oh.
All right. Great. We're going to also cut that. Great Blue hitting the road this May. We're excited to see you guys out there. Show up, a whole lot of surprises in store, maybe even some acrobatics. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, thanks, guys. It's great talking to you all. And have a good tour for sure. Yeah, can't wait to catch you guys out there.
We want to once again thank our guests, Great Blue, for coming on, the greatest, bluest guests we've ever really had. Looking forward to seeing them out on tour, and we'll see all you out there.
And we've got some dates coming up next weekend in the Southeast that we'll be breaking down our Goose Day Tuesday nighttime editions. So be sure to join us live Tuesday nights at 7 p.m., give or take, for those.
This is late.
I tend to be late.
7:04.
We'll see you there.
Yeah.
The Great Beyond.
Time's a construct. We have a problem with time at the Great Beyond. We know this.
Great Beyond is presented by Osiris Media and engineered by Greg Knight from his apartment in Brooklyn, New York. On behalf of my co-hosts, I'd once again like to thank the Great Blue guys for coming on today, our manager, Kathleen Knight, and most of all, you, the listeners, for tuning in. Be sure to catch a ride with us next time down the pathway to the Great Beyond.
Osiris.